Hello, everybody.
Hi
Welcome back
everyone.
here. And I'm gonna give the mic to Paulina. She's gonna be opening today. Hopefully,
Yeah,
everything
I
is
was
good
just
with
making
you.
some notes just to see what we have to share with people today. In general, I think we should talk about the journey as we go through that. We're gonna see that this is a process in which, yes, there will be some spiritual gifts appearing, and we're gonna be gifted with some telepathy or some different senses. But you will also recognize how the process actually takes you through different stages of your ability to actually build healthy connections. And by stages, I mean that it's almost like you can imagine, almost like you give your inner child the opportunity to grow up and gradually mature in order to be able to build a healthy connection. So you're gonna be going through all those stages, including just realizing the wounds, uh, maybe some missing parts, some attachment issues that are connected to your inner child, and you're gonna be progressing, including this teenage stage that maybe if you didn't have a chance to experience at a deep level, you're gonna be relieving this teenage love within your twin flame connection, and eventually you're gonna be evolving enough to be able to get into this adult way of dealing with relationships. So that's kind of the heads up how I wanted to break it down today, because I feel it's sometimes it can help you to see that this is still the process. Like we always in this journey, if you want to get it right, you really have to help yourself to get you to this maybe outsider perspective or maybe observer perspective of the journey itself, and put your attention to the stages that you're going through, not that much into people who are joining you on a journey. Is just what happens to you in all of the different stages. So hopefully we can get some nice discussion. If you have any questions, write them in a chat, and yeah, feel free to share questions or comments or anything that comes to you.
Maturity, when you're looking at the practicing the maturity, um, there isn't one thing is when you study the journey, it is totally different when you're practicing the journey. See, the practicing the journey is going to be testing the strength. It's going to be testing you. Have you be really mature? Have you really the connection and within you? Yes, as Paulina said, it can trigger the inner child because this is where you develop things in there. You're gonna be facing certain things, and one of the main reasons actually for this in there is um, in a way you already know your higher selves, right? You have this upper stable base and the higher selves have you can handle the lower selves. And some of the people have issues of handling the lower selves, but through communications, through the proper understandings, through the evolutions of the learnings as the journey they came to you, you're going to be able to practice it, all these um, beautiful things, because you're going to be able to handle in there the journey. What it's mean about practicing with this maturity is really practicing the journey itself on its own. You may gonna find out strange things within you that's like, oh, I never acted like this, but now I'm acting from the higher self. I never did the certain things, but now my higher self is forcing me to do these certain things. I know it's right, right? You may gonna feel also strange that you're now operating from, for example, for projections. You stop the projecting, you stop the certain things, just you waiting for the things to follow. And this is where you are gonna be getting this reliance when you're communicating. First of all within, but then with the partner in these cases. And the journey actually is going to be turning very beautiful. Yes, the things may be when they are aligning in there, yeah, you're gonna find what it's misaligned. Okay, don't be so much, but actions is gonna be proving the journey that it actually turns out to become very, very beautiful. Particularly, when are you handling the role ourselves as the change, as you bringing this energy of the spiritual practicing down there. It's going to be very beautiful. Okay.
Mm.
I know,
Yeah, but you
darling.
have to get yourself to this level, right? Like it's your responsibility. And I think many people would like just to jump from one stage to another, just from this immature self. Like in a way, we are all immature and we are just growing, we are recognizing, and the more aware you get, the more, those immature behaviors you can catch in yourself, and hopefully you will stop repeating those because you see that it's not only impacting you, it makes you angry, makes you resentful, like all of those things, but also it hurts your partner. So before really awakening to this full awareness, we may very unconsciously just hurt each other. So many people from that point of view, not really knowing themselves and not really having this full presence and awareness, they want to jump and they want to form like a full relationship with another person. While I really think that it's worth your time to really know yourself well enough to recognize those patterns and recognize those triggers, because if you don't address those, it really doesn't matter who's the person you're gonna end up with, because you're gonna be replaying you. It's not gonna be, it really doesn't matter who's gonna be on the other side. You're just gonna be acting from your perspective and your way of understandings and your ability to catch yourself, before all of those unhealthy behaviors come up. But that's one of the processes and stages that people try to avoid and try to, I think, a little bit distract themselves from, because it really, that happens in this moment of separation. That's why you're giving this state or moments that you feel like something was taken from you, or the person was removed from your life, and you're spending your energy on, whining a little bit too much about it and trying to find the answers and trying to get them back, while really this space that is created is for you to address those immature parts of yourself. And then hopefully the person will be going back to you, like by law of attraction. But again, because of those misunderstandings that we have in a community, we're gonna be programming ourselves into expecting certain scenario to happen once you address your issues. We are looking for this carrot that will be tempting us, why we should go further in the journey. And honestly, the more you look into yourself and the more you really take care of your own well-being, you're gonna see how your priorities will begin to shift in the journey, how you're gonna start looking at everything into from different perspective, and you're gonna stop judging those anything that happened to you, and it's just you're gonna be entering more in this acceptance stage, and eventually you're gonna be getting rid of those immature behaviors and this kind of like a teenage dynamics. That's how I like to see it, and try to build mature connections. And it has nothing to do with age. You can see many, many people who are in their 50s, 60s, and they still act like children or like teenagers, and they create lots of drama in their lives. So I think it's the question to ask is like where you want to stand. And whenever you recognize that, that's a perfect time for you to start looking more into you and grow up, give your opportunity you to teach yourself what is this healthy way to move forward for you, and then eventually for your partner.
Yeah, that's what we are talking about because you see, maturity that it comes in within the spirit is coming down. It's going to test you the real situations why you went up. So when you get into those levels, as Paulina said, right there with this in a way of you putting this programming, how will be, what will be, and or in a way, some of the people are still what was the word? Think like it's a game, like these teenagers' games in there. While here there is no games. Here is about the truth. Here is about this maturity that you are facing. You're facing how much immature was in a way in there, and now within those communications from within you, right now you're feeling the power of the soul, the spirit that it comes in, particularly the power of the connections. Um, this energy makes you so much mature from within you, and practicing it in there, the communications that you have in there, all this, it comes out on the surface. You cannot hide it. One way or another, the situations will come up. And when you see where are you acting, okay, wherever you are acting in there within finding the lower selves, okay, because you already have this higher self, but you haven't worked that out the 3D and haven't worked that out this 4D, this part of dualities in there. And don't try to skip the 4D, okay? Maybe we're gonna talk about this, but getting it within this whole process is improving. It makes you a more mature, and then that maturity from within you, because imagine the energies that it's within you, within the spirit and the soul, it is transmuted now into the 3D. In a real 3D, it's not like your imaginations or you're programmed or you thought or you fantasize you were in the la la land. No, this is real. And when this comes in so much within real, you're getting into this really maturity within you. And that is going to be making you very beautiful in a way. You may going to be even surprised from within yourself. But that maturity is going to shows up the real change. The real change. Why were you on this journey? Okay.
Mm.
Very powerful.
No. No, one other thing I wanted to kind of bring with this is mm, those connections are, I don't want to say they are hard, but they require like preparation. You need to be at a certain level of your awareness, meaning vibration, meaning just handling your triggers and just not acting from your automatic responses. It's just stopping when necessary, withdrawing when necessary, and just taking full responsibility for your actions. But people still act in a little bit like they're afraid to make their own decisions in the journey. And right now, I really talk about those situations when, and it happens in the groups since we are managing those groups, we see what's going on. Many people are asking for advices. They are in a situation that either they got blocked or they are awaiting for response from their twin flame, or their twin flame reach out for them after a certain time of separation. And you can feel how people are desperate to get a proper advice. How I'm gonna act towards my twin, what am I gonna do, how I'm supposed to act, what am I supposed to say. It's almost like they want to get it right. There is some certain amount of fear um in how do I act with those people, how do I act with my twin flame. I don't want to lose him or her. And this is not the proper way to build those relationships, because imagine this is just the beginning. If we are talking about the situation that you got blocked and someone reaches out to you, that means that this is a long way until you will really build this balanced state of a relationship. And that's going to be a lot of work for you and your partner. And just imagine if in those very beginning stages, you're already questioning yourself and questioning how you're going to communicate everything that will be going on, you're going to be in a serious trouble to get this connection going. Like, you're not gonna be going into the groups and posting every possible question on every possible topic you'll be discussing with your twin flame. This is really not how it should be. So for anyone who is having those issues into what I'm gonna respond, how I'm gonna do, like, I need some guidance, you need to develop this own sense of knowing. So first, you have to speak for yourself, and there is no such thing as you tell me what is wrong or what is right to say. It's whatever you feel like. If you were hurt because someone blocked you, just say it. People have tendencies to really tiptoe around their twin flames, and they put them as those, I don't even know how to call it. They put them on a pedestal, and they, if it even happens that they get back to them, they are the most happy person ever, and they would do everything and anything just to keep the channel open. So it can cause you a lot of fears because people are afraid to lose this connection again. So what happens is people will be compromising, people will be asking for other people for solutions out of fear. And you have to put yourself out of this fearful state. You have to be you have to have enough courage to speak for yourself. And if something hurt you because it was a very immature thing to do, you have to speak up. You have to mention that you're not agreeing. But I just really hope that people will see this difference into what really happens if you don't know even, or maybe didn't develop those basic skills that are really necessary in a relationship. Everyone who is in a committed relationship will tell you that the communication is the key to really go through all of those things. Chemistry and attraction, it's gonna go in and out. Sometimes it's gonna fade, it's gonna be absent for a long time. But the communication will be a part that will be keeping it stronger. And you have to talk through those things, because especially we as a twin flame, having those spiritual experiences, many of those things will be happening to you for the very first time, and there will be no informations out there. No one will be able to give you an answer. It's going to be only you and your partner involved. So you see, you have to be able to, first, it comes from within you first. You're going to be maybe believing in yourself and your abilities, and you're going to be having an open dialogue, not looking for anyone else for answer and tell me what to do, like you're asking your parents what you're going to do in this situation. You have to know what you want to share and have a courage to say. Try to really work on this fear, that this is one of the key things that get people stuck. They're afraid of losing their twin flame, and they will be compromising their comfort and their, in a way, that sense of integrity. And there's a lot of compromises what happens when we are in this fearful state. Just wanted to mention that.
Yeah, fear, it's illusion. When you're facing your illusions, I spoke about this long time ago. Uh, but what Paulina said here is particularly about the groups. We're monitoring the groups, what do the people does, and one of the things it is like, I even wrote it down here. What should I tell my twin? All right, wait here for a second on that. Let it sink in up here. Uh, what would you want to tell? Do you want to tell them how they're supposed to love you, which is you programming them? Would you want to tell them all the things that they are this spiritual and this magnificent and so on and so on? Or you want to tell them how you feel? You see, a lot of the people, when they want to tell something, the twin, they're like, I need you for this, I need you for that. You're still operating on a base out of needs. I ask so many, so many of the people within the journey about if your twin was next to you, what would you do? Oh, I will tell him that I want him, I needed him so much, he can help me with this and that. It's not about help, okay? It is about you to find yourself in there, you to grow into the mature And if they are supporting you, they're next to you, okay, they're gonna show up the love in so many different ways. You can cross oceans. They can go be next to you. They are gonna be in your good, bad, and the ugly times. They're gonna be able to handle the whole thing with you. You don't have to tell them how they're supposed to love you. They already know. If there are the connections, is truth. Let's take the terms out a little bit for a second in there. Let's remove this soulmate, twin flame, soul connections, and so on. Because even some of the people, we can see that people think about this every kind of like connections is basically twin flame. And the real twin flame, it's the energies that it's in the consciousnesses. Okay, the third energy comes in. You have the same vibrations that finds the peace and the soul. That's bottom down in there. And if you don't have that communications, or as we are talking about here, mature conversations in there, you're beginning to search and ask. And one of the things is like going to chat gpt or ai, all of a sudden, whatever your case might be, and start searching for an answers is inside of you, always been. And here is that proper communications when you have with your counterpart. Okay, it doesn't matter what case it is, whatever term you want to put in there. You're here to expanding the consciousness. You're here to mature, to have these mature conversations and let the journey unfold. But you have to walk in the journey. The journey won't unfold in the front of you. And your twin flame is not going to come in with a golden platinum and it says like, here, I'm going to give you everything this. You don't have to do anything. That's most expectations I've seen into your twin flames. But when you find the reality, okay, the real reality as it is, the higher consciousness that it comes in is going to be practiced down there. And then the things is going to start magically happens. You're going to be wondering, you made a plans for your with your counterpart, with your twin flame in there, and all of a sudden somebody comes in is like, yeah, I was planning about this, but I'm not able to do it. And you're scratching your head because a certain plan, all of a sudden you are talking about 3 weeks prior, right? You see, that's how the universe is lining up. But you don't know that yet. You experience it here in the 3D when the things beginnings to what? Line it up. And the lining up begins from the spirit, from the soul. It's in your mind, it's changing in you, and then your actions into the material world is improving. But as Paulina said, gotta have the mature conversations. That mature conversations is also taking everything. You need to understand yourself, the good, the bad, and ugly, and you need to understand your partner, the good, the bad, and ugly, and handle everything because nobody's perfect. Okay? And then let the spirit and the soul shape the connection. Stop with this old programming, stop with all this. I'm going to find out miracles. That's where the miracles happen. Okay? That's where this is. This 5D becomes 3D. That's how you're shifting this paradigm. But most of the people, they hold on to the twin flame, holding to their counterpart, and so on and so on. Okay, as Paulina said, get and look within you. Stop asking the others, what should I tell my twin flame? Start looking first in you and express you to your counterpart as long as you have the connections. You don't have the connections in there. You don't have these communications is in there. Communicate from within yourself. Because see, you're gonna meet the same energy over and over. If your one person doesn't want to deal with you, there's gonna be a different person. Okay? And it's going to be find out that you're finding the same energies everywhere. That's a whole other topic, a little bit too. But look inside of you and be your truth. And that's how that truth from the 5D is coming down. Okay? It's coming down and you seeing it within yourself, you're seeing it within your partner, and you see how your partner is next to you. As they say into the marriage, right? When you make the vows and love and good and health, right? And you'll understand why did they wrote it back then? The ancients wrote it these vows. So you can able to understanding that when you get this beautiful moment. Okay.
Right. It's yeah, we have to remember, if you don't work out, you know, the way you do relationships or how you understand relationships. So until you don't get tired of those unhealthy dynamics that, yeah, people refer to it as also like as a twin flame stage, that it's like chasing and running, that this is a stage that is necessary. And I would say it's necessary until you realize that it's not, and until realize that this is something that you are done with. Like, you deserve something more and you deserve something balanced, because running chasing stage will tell you that there is some imbalance in you, that you are actually thinking that someone will be delivering something for you, you're gonna deliver something to someone, you're gonna make a beautiful exchange. That's how it's gonna be, your yin yang and your other half. But people are missing out that it's, as long as this running and chasing is happening, it shows that your field is not balanced. And you need to really, you choose for yourself. And actually, when you were speaking, it's, there are two ways of doing this journey. It's either you recognize that the twin flame is a process, twin flame is not a person, and a twin flame is just your evolutionary journey, and you are putting yourself into specific stages, and it's up to you and up to your level of awareness where you want to put yourself. If you want to keep yourself in the running chasing stage, that is, i I differentiate those, because to me it outlines nicely how balanced you are as a person. If you want to keep yourself in a drama just for the sake of a label, that just for the sake that your mind put on a specific person, and you idealize this, you know, the initial connection stage and this bubble of phase, as Mel mentioned, and it fits very nicely to this explanation. If you want to keep yourself there, you can. If you want to be kind of like a victim of this current belief system that twin flame refers to the specific person, you can. But if you want to try something different, and we just invite a little bit different perspective, it's just to see it as a process and see it into those specific stages, not related to any specific person. It's just, it relates to your stages of development. You can take yourself from this runner chasing dynamic, and you take yourself and put yourself into this more mature way of understanding things. And you tell yourself that from now on, you're not going to be dealing with any drama connected to anyone else. You put aside all the labels and you invite more universal perspective. And you're going to be first balancing yourself, and you're going to be taking yourself more in this adult stage of awakening in the whole journey. And from now on, of course, everything will be shattering down, because labels are not existing anymore for you. You're going to be introduced the right connections, and you're still going to be wondering about the labels. Oh my God, what was that before? Is that the next connection? Is that a twin flame now? Then was that false before? So again, like, we're not going to get those labels right. Never, ever. And people will have their understandings, and they were going to be guiding them very strongly, and people believe in whatever they believe, but you can always decide which part of the journey you want to be in. And if you want to move into a more healthy way of expressing love without those shady periods and those, you know, questioning each other, sometimes the price to be paid is to leave behind the relationship that is not working. and just trust in your life and in the universe, anything that orchestrated it, that there is something more than just, the twin flame union. I think many people are just considering that twin flame union is the ultimate stage or ultimate aim in this journey. And just imagine, like, is that the final stage? Like, if you get yourself into union and you even end up living with your twin flame, do you believe that that's the whole finish line of the whole journey of your life or your purpose? This is just a little part of you, what you're gonna experience here, experience in your life, be maybe working towards something greater with the community, with the society, and so on. But it all requires to shift the perspective and taking more mature steps. And again, leaving behind the belief systems. And sometimes we like to think that belief system is not from the spirituality standpoint, but actually spirituality is the one pile of belief systems that are just being misunderstood, and everyone has their own explanations. And eventually you just have to question everything on the way and just choose what gives you the more growth, more evolution in the whole experience. So as usual, like, I'm just inviting everyone just to question everything and everyone. Don't trust into anything that someone else is repeating. Don't take anything for granted, because we all have different experiences. But the common piece is, like, eventually, if you choose the evolution, there will be so many different surprises. And as long as you don't feel that something is really serving you and it creates this peace and balance in your life, you're not there yet. And don't settle for something just because you believe something is one label or another. So I think that's what I wanted to remind everyone, because it takes time sometimes. And just, if you need, just stop following everything that what people are saying and just look for your own inner balance and peace. And that's gonna be guiding you towards the next stages of the journey anyways. Sorry, I
When you
took
were
over.
talking, it came back to me back there that even through the forums, people asking for informations and there, how was you and your twin? And they gathering this experience from other couples or other people, okay? Even though they know some of the experiences, people say, "Oh, me and my twin," and so on. And I ask him, "Do you have real 3D connection?" Says like, "No." Then don't say me and my twin, okay? You don't have 3D connections, please. But it is this programming in there. You copy and paste other people experience with the expectations that the same thing is going to happen to you. A part of maturity in there, okay? I didn't say not to learn, but don't take this copy and paste into your belief system, because your belief system, your things that you need to look, is inside of you. You already got, during the awakening, you got all the things you need, okay? And all you have to do is just go forward. Open up. The journey is going to be open it up. It doesn't matter if you're going to be like from romantic relationship, you go to a soulmate, then to a twin flame, divine partnership, or consciousness expansion partnership. However, you can put so many terms. Okay, it is about you, and that is going to take some maturity in there. The real guides is going to be pointing out to you, and I'm going to be pointing out certain situations. You look at you. What do you need to do? How you need to do it, and share it. Share it with the other person. Oh, and I'm not good at that, but I'm working on it. I'm not great at that, but I'm working on it. Oh yeah, I got this, but I'm working on it. I see myself, I'm not that mature. I'm working on it. And thank you for being next to me when I'm working on it. Then you're going to find out the real reasons why you're in connection. Okay? Because there's balance in there. When things are rough, things are tough. That where the growth is. Not when you have this beautiful magical energy and you are in this beautiful love, so on. You're getting that love too. It's never left. But that love is expanding within you, within your partner. You're next to them. You hold in their hand when they not feel good. You're giving it the love into them. You believe in them when they don't believe in themselves, right? And all of a sudden you see them, how they go and they mature. Mature from what level though? From spirit to the 3D realm. And that is a purpose. You see, then you're going to understand the purpose of the twin flames journey, which is a whole another story in there, right? But you find your purpose tied up with their purpose, and you have one purpose. And here is how the maturity comes in and kicks in. It's like we don't have to do it anymore like everybody else. We don't have to program it. We have to follow up on the destiny. The things is going to come out naturally. That is a big part of maturity because you throw it away everything. Programming, expectation, fantasies, anybody, right? You're throwing away everything of this paradigm, programming, cultures, religions, and so on. And then you're left with what is. And now you're working with what is. And that opens the beauty and the connection. You find the real beauty. It's like a flower that comes in and just beginning to open and bloom. And now you're understanding where is your journey begins as a twin flame. Okay? But all this requires this maturity. When the seed is matured, it blooms and grows. Okay? And that's how the connection is. Hi, Karen. Yeah, that's right. We talk about with Karen about this labels and stuff in there, and of course, uh, we have to use it. We don't have to use it. We have to talk. We need and have to, but certain people understand certain things. That. Thank you, baby.
I guess that's everything.
That's
Unless there's
everything.
questions or comments, but
Yes,
I think we've
questions,
exhausted that.
guys. If you have any questions, now it's time. We are ready to rock and roll with the questions. If you have any. What I wanted to say here is that there was something that came up right now. We were talking about. It will come back. I hope it will come back.
It's for another video then.
I think it's gonna be for another video because there was so much that we were talking within, and you see the soul maturity in there. It's beautiful. Am I gonna feel like well, you go back into your lower self, you go back to the lower energies, you go back to test it. Okay, there is, you come back. It is about to bring the heaven on earth. You go up to the heaven, you get in a wake up, you got all these beautiful, great energies, right? You got all that. What is your ultimate goal, though? Those energies to be manifested in the 3D, to show it. Okay, a lot of the people can talk, right? But how about you walk your talk? This is why all this spiritual journey, including all the spiritual soul connections, however your term is, however your level is, because everyone is on different level, right? Some people in a soulmate level, some people in a twin flame, some people are going divine partnerships or expansion partners, however it is going on for you, right? And we're using these terms for certain levels, okay? But we gotta don't forget about it that as we are going and learning the things up there, our purpose to going up there is to bring it down there, okay? And that's what is gonna calm down. That is gonna be when you're really performing of what you are, okay? And this is gonna be one of the things that you're gonna see the real power of the partnership, the real power of your partner handling you, knows that you have certain things, they continue handling because you see you fighting, okay? They see you working on it, they see you, you change, okay? They're next to you in your rough times, and at the same time you're next to them in their rough times. They see everyone can say I love you and so on and so on, but the real actions in there in that moment, that's mean more than I love you, okay? And that's where the soul maturity is gonna be show off, guys. All right, since you
Actually,
are yeah, go
one
ahead,
more
Debbie.
thing, actually, when you were talking, it's just we have to remember that there is a high chance, like if you were ignited by the twin flame experience, that means that you're an awakening journey. So your awakening is not gonna stop, or your awakening will not only involve relationship part. The whole life will be changing. Your whole understanding of anything will be changing. Your life will be crumbling. Like you're gonna be changing jobs, you're gonna be moving, you're gonna be doing all of this stuff. And it's really important or maybe useful and helpful to have a right partner next to you. And just remember the partner that's it's meant to join you at the journey and the specific stage. As I said, there's less balanced stages and more balanced stages about the twin flame journey. Your partner or the connection that is being currently attracted to you will be reflecting your stage of awakening. So don't expect dramatic people around that much. If you're working towards your awakening, you're still gonna be an awakening process, but relationship will be just addition to it. It's not never an end goal. It's like our life consists of many different parts, and at the same time, awakening will be on many different layers. So, I think what I want to say is just be very mindful about who you have next to you, and be mindful and thoughtful when you're choosing the partners who can help you, because it's gonna be a struggle. And I think I speak for many people who try to build the connections with people who are just not at the same stage of awakening. And especially talking about the consciousness, it's pretty tricky to be fully open with someone if someone doesn't get you. So sometimes that's why we have to listen to the universe, because they are able, our energies are able to attract the right person who's going to be speaking the same language. You don't have to wait for them to awaken. You don't have to wait for them until they will realize, or until then you have to speak different language. It's just you are yourself, completely yourself. So especially when you're in this turmoil stages and you're currently in a separation, allow the universe to bring the person in the right time, and most importantly the right person that matches your vibration to make your journey better. It's always the choices, like what are you putting as a priority. And trust me that those energies are always working with you, and it takes a little bit of courage and maybe trust that whatever is going to be sent to you, it's always sent to make your life better and your evolution a little bit easier, or they send whatever is necessary for you to move further. So I think that's everything.
Two things. I want to just kind of like close off with this. Maybe there's going to be some trigger questions from people for future videos. In there, one thing that the maturity that you are going to know about it is that even if you're physically separated, nothing's changed. But this time you're not going to have this pains or anything. Okay. Now the maturity takes place, and you're gonna feel a little bit in a proper way. I'm talking about when you have physical separations in there. Then you see the strength of the connections there is. Another thing is that particularly within the community, I know there is some people who are like, you know what, I'm done with my twin flame. I'm done with this BS and they what they do is they close themselves down. Okay, please close yourself for a little bit. It's required hermit mode to process what happened, but get out of this hermit mode, open towards the universe, because universe is going to present things to you. You may be amazed because you're going to see that similar energies is going to come in towards you as your soul connections is. Okay, but if you think that you can survive in you on your own, good, great. But if you want to experiencing this perfect, ways for you to practicing this journey, you gotta be with someone. Okay, and when you practice it, it allows you not only to unify the energies, but allows you to perform something that you to actually want to have this experience. And this is where you're going to be amazed from yourself to yourself. Okay? It's nothing wrong to be by yourself and you're working into a journey. Been there, done that. Okay? But as Paulina said in there, open up. See how it is. Because the universe may have surprises for you. Okay, guys? That's all I have for you. I want to say thank you for coming in. And please don't be afraid to ask some questions or want us to talk about something in particular and so on. And we would love your comments. And,
Take care, everyone. Thanks for listening.
thank you. We love